Okay, we have this, this, Aleph. They laid down an important principle regarding the seventh year. Whatever is designated as food for humans may not be used to make a poultice for humans, well, needless to say, for cattle. But whatever is not designated as food for humans may be used to make poultice for humans, but not for cattle. And whatever is not designated food for either humans or cattle, if one intended as food for both humans and cattle, it's subject to stringency, which applies to humans, and to the stringency which applies to cattle. And if he intended to use it for as wood, then it is as wood for, as for instance, savory, hyssop, or thyme. Seventh year may be used for food, drink, or odin, to eat what is normally eaten. To use as ungent, it was normally used as ungent, but may not use wine or vinegar as ungent, but may use oil as ungent. Likewise, with truma and ma'aser sheni, the seventh year is less stringent in that it may be used for kindling lights. And one may not sell seventh year produce by measure, weight, or number, nor figs by number, or vegetables by weight. Beit Shammai says also not in bundles. But Beit Hillel says that which is usually tied up in bundles in the home may be tied up in bundles in the market, such as leeks and milkweed. Okay.
Hey, um, all right. Now, in terms of taking payments um, for Shemitah produce, Ha'omer Lapoel, person says to his worker, Helach isar zeh v'laket li yerek hayom. Says he has an isar, in other words, a certain amount of money. Please go and pick me some Shemitah vegetables today. Okay.
Mhm.
So now what's the din of his schar, of the money that he's paying him? Is that money that does it take on the kedusha of Shevi'is because he's trading it for he's purchasing Shemitah produce, or is it just stami work? And that's what the Mishnah tells us, schar motar, that he's just paying him to do work. It's not an exchange directly for the produce, and therefore his money is completely chulin. Laket li bo yara kayom. He says, go and get for me the value of this isar yara kayom. Scharo aso. Now his schar is has got kedusha shvius, and he's only allowed to use it for food and drink.
Mhm.
Okay, so that coin over there must be exchanged for food and drink, which again takes on the kedusha of shvius, and he has to treat it with all those chumras. So when it says asur, it doesn't mean like
Right.
they're not prohibited, but it's asur to do certain things with it. You know. Okay. Lakach min hanachtom kikar bepundion. So he goes to the baker, and he buys a loaf of bread that's worth a pundion, but he doesn't have the money for it, and he says kashel kot yerkos sade avilach. He says listen, when I go and pick out some vegetables, I'll get some for you too. Okay, so that apparently is mutar because,
Uh-huh.
right? Why is that mutar? Because it's coming across as if this is a gift. Okay. Lakach mimenu stam. If he just takes from him stam as like he's taking it on credit. Lo yishalem lo midmei shvius. Now he cannot pay him back with money that or produce that comes from shvius. She'ein por in chov midmei shvius, because you're not allowed to settle a loan with Shemitah produce, or with money that was exchanged for Shemitah produce. So he's got to be very careful about his wording if he wants to do such a transaction. Ein nosnin lo labayar v'lo labalan v'lo l'sapar v'lo l'sapan. Okay, so if for example he wants to go and give payment to somebody um, for their services. Now you might have thought that the bayar is the guy who's making the well. Um, Okay. And the Balan is the bathhouse attendant. He's dealing with water, which is these people are dealing with water, right? Lawless par, or to a hairdresser.
Barber, right.
Yeah. Right. Velola Sapan, and the Sapan is the guy who does ships. He's a captain of a ship. Okay. Um, so why would you have thought that you can give to these guys? Because their work generally involves water. Even the tisporet, I'm guessing this tisporet that he has to sprinkle water on your hair or something like that. I'm not sure why he's mentioned in the Mishnah over here, but nonetheless, you cannot give them Shemitah produce as payment. You might have thought you could because you're kind of trading it for water, and water is drinkable. Aval nosen hu labayar lishtos. He can, however, trade it with the bayar, the guy who's digging the wells. If you just want to get water to drink. So hey, I've got some a Schmitter banana over here. Will you give me some water in exchange? So then his water takes on the kedusha shvius.
Right.
Okay, l'chulan hu nosen matnas chinam. However, he can always give a free gift, even if the hint is that, well, it's not, there are no free lunches, right? He gives him a gift of some. He has some lovely Shemitah produce. Um, and by the way, I need my hair trimmed. So
Right.
the guy said, you know what, you gave me such a nice gift. Let me also just do your haircut in exchange. Not in exchange. Let me just give you a haircut because you were so nice to me. Okay, so that would actually be okay, but you've just got to tread gently around the issue of the Shemitah.
Right.
Tainim shel Shvius. You have figs of Shvius. Ein kotzin osan b'muktzeh. You cannot lay them out in the regular place to dry figs. Aval kotze osan b'churba. But you can dry them out in a churba, in a place that is not generally used. Churba
Right.
is like a ruin, but you don't have to go looking for a
Or they
ruin.
call it an empty site, he says here.
Right.
An
An
empty
empty
site.
site, exactly. Ein dorchin anavim bagas. You cannot take the Shemitah grapes and put them into the regular wine press. Aval dorechu ba'ariva. You can do it with a shinoi. Put them into a bowl instead of the press in a big trough. Ein osim zaisim ein osim zaisim bad ubakotev. You cannot do olives in the regular olive press or the kotev word in a base. It's a small. Basically it's a small olive press. Aval kotesh hu umachnis lebodida, but he can crush a small one in a small place and put it um, into the bodida, which is a very small olive press. Okay.
Other
Uh,
one is more, looks like it's more professional. Looks like you're doing
yeah,
a
it's a
business.
question of scales. Rabbi
Right.
Shimon Omer, "Af tochen hu beveis habad umachnis lebodida." Now he says you can even use the regular beis habad, but you just got to store it in the bodida in the small uh, in the small container. Okay, so according to Rabbi Shimon, the small shinoi is enough that you're not to show that you're not keeping the oil in the main base abad, but you're putting it into the bodida. And the halacha says Kahati goes like Rabbi Shimon that just a small shinoi is enough to show that you're not treating the Shemitah produce like regular produce. Actually, this
Okay.
makes me think like I mean you can always get the otzar based in wines, right, during Shemitah and we and I'm just thinking, like, how do they press all that wine? Do they not put it into the regular vat? Because they're industrial quantities of it.
Right.
Not sure
Right.
how and there must be something that the Beis Din does that makes a shinoi.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay,
Okay. We are on to Hey Gimel.
base.
Hey bait. Hey bait. If one marries love in the ground in the seventh year, Red Meir says it may not be less than 2 saws and 3 handbreadths in height and 1 handbreadth on earth over it. But the comments say it may not be less than 4 chavs, 1 handbreadth in height, one handbreadth of earth over it, and he must bury it in ground trodden by people. If loaf remained during the seventh year, then Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yehuda say if the poor gathered its leaves, they have gathered. But if not, he must make a count on with the poor. Rabbi Yeshua and Rabbi Yossi says if the poor gathered its leaves, they have gathered. But if not, the poor have not any claim on it. And loaf of the sixth year, which remains until the seventh year, is also some onions and dyers matter from choice soil. Reb Shimon says they may be uprooted with wooden rakes, but Beis Hillel says with metal spades, and they agree that a dyer's matter of the sides may be uprooted with metal spades. Okay, all right. We are on to Caleb, Kalayim.
Yeah, no, me too.
Okay. Um, Gimel Zion. Gourd in vegetable, it is as a vegetable, but in grain it is given a betzrova. If one's field was sown with grain and he wished to plant it in a ground of gourds, it is given 6 handbreadths for tending it. And if it grew, he must have rooted in front of it. Rabbi Yossi says it is given 4 cubits to tend. They said to him, "Do you treat this more stringently than vine?" And he said to them, "We find this to be more stringent than vine, since a single vine is given 6 handbreadths to tend it, but a single gourd is given a bet rova." But Meir says, in the name of Rabbi Shmuel, wherever there is 3 gourds in the Beit Shah, it may not bring it into the Beit Shah any seed. Rabbi Yossi ben Kopatov, Tef Friday, said in the name of Rabbi Shmuel, wherever there are 3 gourds in the Beit Kor, it may not bring it into the Beit Kor any seed. The Karachat in a vineyard, Beit Shammai says 24 cubits, but Beit Hillel says 16 cubits. The Machal of a vineyard, Beit Shammai says 16 cubits, Beit Hillel says 12 cubits. What is a Karachat of a vineyard? A vineyard that has become bare in the middle. If it is less than 16 cubits, one may not sow seeds there. If it is 16 cubits, it may be given its tillage space, and one may sow the rest. Um, one more, right? No, two more. One more.
One more.
One more. What is? Um, I just made a mistake. Okay. What is the machal of a vineyard? Between the vineyard and the fence. If there are not 12 cubits there, he may not bring seeds there. If there were 12 cubits, it is given its tillage space, and he may sow there. Sow the rest. Okay. And at Tebel Yom, we have Kaf Zion. If a barrel loaf of wine developed a hole, whether in its top or its bottom or its side, and a Tebel Yom touches there, all the wine in the barrel is tummy. Rabbi Yehuda says if the hole is in the top or the bottom of the barrel, all the wine is tummy. But if the hole is in its side, the wine on this side and on that side is tahor. If one is pouring liquid from one vessel to another vessel and a Tebel Yom touch the stream, if there is a sufficient volume of
Sorry,
tahor liquid,
why am I why am I lost? Just give me a second. I lost my place there.
I
Where are
was
you?
on Zion, Beit
Besa.
Zion.
Yeah, okay. And it touches. Oh yeah, I've got it. Fine, carry on.
Okay. So now I'm on Ches. Concerning a bubble in the wall of a barrel that was punctured, both on the inside and the outside, whether at the top or the bottom, if the holes are opposite each other, they become tamei if touched by an avatoma, tuma. If they are tamei, it is under the same roof as a corpse. If the whole inside hole is at the bottom, the outside hole is at the top, it becomes tamei. If touched by an avatuma, it is tamei. If under the same roof as a corpse, the inside hole is at the top and the outside hole is at the bottom. If it remains tahor, if it's touched by an abatuma, but it is tamei, it remains under the same roof as a corpse. And all yados of foods that are considered connected, that in the case of an avatuma, are considered connected in the case of a teva yom. Regarding a piece of food that's separated into 2 parts, but it is still partially attached, Rameya says if he grabs it, and lifts the largest part and the smaller part comes up with it, then it is his one. Rabbi Yehuda says if he grabs and lifts the smaller part and the larger part comes with it, then it is one with it. When Nehemiah says he grabs it by the tahor part, Reb sages say he grabs it by the tamei part. And regarding all other foods, that which is ordinary grasped by the leaf is grasped by the leaf, and that which is ordinary grasped by the stalk is grasped by the stalk. Okay.
Now it's Caleb.
Okay. Yes. Similarly, if a piece of cloth that was woven up to the size of 3 fingerbreadths by 3 fingerbreadths contracted corpse tumor, and subsequently one finished the whole piece of cloth, and afterward one thread was removed from the original cloth, it becomes tahor from corpse tumor, but it is tamei due to contact with the same tamei mace. If one thread removed from the original cloth, and subsequently one finished the whole piece of cloth, it's tahor. Because the sages said if a piece measuring 3 fingerbreadths by 3 fingerbreadths is lessened, it is tahor. But if a piece measuring 3 handbreadths by 3 handbreadths is lessened, even though it is not susceptible to midras tumor, it is still susceptible to other forms of tumor. Concerning a sheet that contracted midras tumor and that was then made into a curtain, it becomes tahor from midras tumor, but it is tamei due to the contact with the midras. Rabbi Yossi says, why? Which midras did the sheet touch? Rather, it contracts contact tumor only if the avatuma, only if the zav himself touches it, rendering it tamei on account of the zav's touching. Okay, one more. If a cloth that is 3 fingerbreadths by 3 fingerbreadths was divided, each half is tahor from midras tumor, but it's tamei due to contact with the midras. Rabbi Yossi says, why is midrash what which midrash is this called touch? Rather, each half is tummy, but only the zav himself and touch the garment, rendering the tummy on account of the zav's touching. Okay,
Yes.
and Vus Hey Aleph. The oath of deposit applies to both men and women, non-relatives and relatives, those qualified, those disqualified in court and out of court by his own mouth, and if endured by others, he is not liable unless he denies it in courts. These are the words of Reb Meir. But deposit that I have made in your possession, and he replied, I swear that your deposit, I have nothing in my possession, or he replied, you have nothing in my possession, to which the other said, I adore you, and he said, Amen, he is liable. If he endured him 5 times, either in the court or out of court, and he denied it, he is liable for each one. Reb Shimon says, what is the reason? Because he can retract and confess. If five people were pressing claims against him, and he said to him, "Give us the deposits that you have in your possession," and he replied, "I swear that I have nothing. I swear that you have nothing in my possession." He is liable only once. But if he replied, "I swear that you have nothing in my possession, nor you," he is liable for each one. Rabbi Eliezer says, "Not unless he says, 'I swear' at the end." Rabbi Shimon says, "Not unless he says, 'I swear' to each one." If someone said to him, "Give me the deposit, the loan, the stolen article, and the lost article that I have in your possession," and he replied, "I swear that you have nothing in my possession," he is liable only once. But if he replied, "I swear that you have in my possession neither a deposit, a loan, a stolen article, or a lost article," he is liable for each one. If someone said to him, "Give me the wheat, barley, and spelt that I have in your possession," and he replied, "I swear that you have nothing in my possession," he is liable only once. But if he replied, "I swear that you have in my possession neither wheat, barley, nor spelt," he is liable for each one. But Meir says, even if he says a wheat or barley and spelt, he's liable for each one. If someone said to him, "You
Right.
violate,"
Hello.
that was it. Oh,
Yeah, that's three.
and we have Tanis, Tanis, Aleph, Aleph Gimel. On the third, no, that's wrong. I'm
Hey.
sorry.
Yeah.
Aleph Hey. If Rosh Chodesh Kislev arrived, but the rain did not fall, Bezdin decrees a period of 3 fasts upon the entire community. They may eat and drink after dark, and they are permitted to work, bathe, anoint themselves with oil, wear shoes, and have marital relations. If these fasts passed and they were not answered with rain, Bezdin decrees a series of 3 more fasts upon the entire community. They may eat and drink only while it's still daytime, and they are forbidden to work, bathe, anoint themselves with oil, wear shoes, or have marital relations, and also they may lock the public bathhouses. If these fasts passed and they were not answered with rain, Beis Din declares a 7 more fasts upon them, totaling 13 fasts upon the entire community. These latter 7 fasts are more stringent than the earlier ones, for on these they sound the shofar and lock the stores on Monday. They may open the store doors partially toward evening, but on Thursday they are permitted to keep the doors open in honor of Shabbos. We don't hold this halakha today, right?
Uh, well, you're asking in a good time. This winter has been the driest winter on record.
It's supposed to rain today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll look
It's
nice outside.
yeah, it's a shame.
If these fasts passed that they were not answered with rain, they must decrease commerce, construction, planting, betrothal, marriages, and greeting one another as befits people censured by the omnipresent. The distinguished individuals within their fasting until Nisan is over. After Nisan ended, rain fell. It is the symptom of a curse, and it is said, is today not the wheat harvest. Okay. Good.
Okay. Bezrat Hashem, we should have some good rains today.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Have a great day.
Well, have a great day. Thank you. Stay dry.